Annyeongbuzz! Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into all the hottest K-pop updates with a dash of personal opinion and a whole lot of love for the fandom. So let's talk about something that's been heating up the charts this week. Yes, I'm talking about Enhypen. These boys just came back swinging, and honestly, I'm still trying to recover from the visuals, the vocals, and the whole concept. Enhypen just dropped their new mini album, Desire Unleash, with the title track, Bad Desire With or Without You, on June 5th at 1 p.m. KST. And y'all, it's already a double million seller. That's right. In less than 5 days, Hanteo Chart confirmed that the album sold over 2 million copies. That's not just fast, it's lightning fast. Like, blink and you miss it fast. And this isn't even their first time doing this. Their previous album, Romance Untold, also hit that 2 million mark within the first week. So we're seeing a pattern here. Enhypen is not just growing, they're exploding. Now here's the thing that made me do a double take. Enhypen is now only the 6th group in Hanteo history to have more than one album sell over 2 million copies in its first week. Think about that. The only other groups in that exclusive club are BTS, TXT, SEVENTEEN, Stray Kids, and NCT Dream. That's elite company. This puts Enhypen in a whole new league, and I think we really need to start talking about how they're not just the rookies who made it. They're now setting trends, breaking records, and claiming their own lane. Let's talk about Bad Desire for a second. The whole aesthetic? Dark, emotional, intense. It feels like they fully stepped into this mature concept and just owned it. Honestly, I loved how the choreography aligns with the theme of desire and inner conflict. It's so cinematic. The styling, the lighting, the song arrangement, it's giving everything it needs to give. But what stood out to me most was how cohesive the album feels. Every track ties into this story they're telling about desire, obsession, and duality, and it makes the whole thing feel like an experience rather than just a collection of songs. And I want to know what you think. Did this comeback exceed your expectations? Is Bad Desire your favorite track? Or is there a B-side that completely stole your heart? For me, the B-side Lucid really hit. There's something haunting about the production that makes me keep replaying it. It feels like Enhypen is building a discography that's meant to be listened to as a full story, not just one track at a time. But beyond the music, I think we need to talk about the fandom. NGene, y'all did that. To sell over 2 million copies in less than 5 days means the fan base is not just loyal, but powerful. And it's not just about buying albums. It's streaming, promoting, showing up for the boys every time they release something new. I really think Enhypen and NGene are one of the most symbiotic idol-fan relationships we've seen in 4th gen. The growth isn't just natural, it's intentional, and it's built on trust. But here's a question I want to throw out there. Do you think Enhypen is still underappreciated in the global scene? Because even with these massive numbers, I feel like they don't always get the same mainstream recognition as some other groups with similar sales. Why do you think that is? And do you think this comeback might be the turning point for them? Let's have a real conversation in the comments. Are Enhypen underrated, or are they right where they should be in terms of global impact? What do they need to do next to cement themselves even more? A world tour? A big brand collab? A viral moment on TikTok? All right, let's keep this energy going because we've got another big update coming up next. And speaking of global impact, let's shift gears to a queen who's been dominating both charts and hearts. BLACKPINK's Rosé. If you haven't heard the song APT by Rosé and Bruno Mars by now, where have you been? Because this track is not just a hit, it's a global phenomenon. And the numbers are officially insane. As of June 11th at around 5 a.m. KST, the music video for APT has surpassed 1.7 billion views on YouTube. Let that sink in. 1.7 billion. Not million. Billion. And get this, it did that in just over 235 days since its release on October 18th, 2024. That makes it the fastest music video by a female artist ever to reach 1.7 billion views, like ever in YouTube history. That's not just breaking records, that's completely redefining what we expect from female solo artists on a global scale. Only 2 other videos have ever reached that number faster: Luis Fonsi's Despacito and Ed Sheeran's Shape of You. So we're talking about Rosé and Bruno Mars being in the same sentence as two of the most viral and globally dominant tracks of all time. I mean, are we even surprised? The moment I saw the visuals, heard that smooth, moody melody, and witnessed the chemistry between Rosé's tone and Bruno's iconic vibe, I knew it was going to be big. But 1.7 billion views, that's another level. What really impresses me is how this collaboration bridged not only different musical styles, but also fan bases. You've got Rosé with her soft, emotional vocal color and that raw vulnerability, paired with Bruno Mars's smooth, vintage R&B flair. APT feels like a love letter to late-night thoughts, regrets, and longing, but in a way that feels universal. It's romantic, it's haunting, and it lingers with you. That's the kind of music that sticks. Also, I gotta say, this is such a massive win for Rosé as a soloist. BLACKPINK as a group has already shattered so many records, but seeing the members thrive individually proves that they're not just a group of four. They're four individual powerhouses. Rosé especially has always had that emotional depth in her vocals, and I think APT really let her tap into something deeper. It's almost like she's not just performing a song, she's telling a story, and we're all living in it with her. Now let's talk to you. Did you expect APT to hit 1.7 billion this fast? And more importantly, what do you think made this particular song so successful, so fast? Was it the collab factor, the aesthetics of the MV, the emotion of the lyrics? Or maybe just the timing, dropping a hauntingly beautiful song right when fans were craving something new and cinematic? And here's a hot take I'd love to hear your thoughts on, do you think Rosé might be the BLACKPINK member with the strongest solo identity? Or is it more about the synergy she found with Bruno Mars that elevated her in this moment? Let's get into it in the comments because I know opinions are going to fly on this one. Also, where does APT rank in your favorite Rosé performances? Is it your number one? Or do you still hold a special place for On the Ground or Gone? Personally, I think APT shows her evolution not just as an artist, but as a storyteller. It's not just about hitting the high notes anymore. It's about creating a moment that millions, even billions of people want to revisit over and over again. This kind of milestone proves that Rosé isn't just keeping up with the global stage, she's leading it. And teaming up with someone as iconic as Bruno Mars, that's a career-defining move. But more than that, it's proof that when Korean and Western artists come together authentically, magic really can happen. So let's talk, Buzz family. What was your first reaction to APT when it dropped? Did you know it was going to be this big? And do you want to see more crossovers like this? Maybe Rosé with The Weeknd? Or Jennie with Frank Ocean? The possibilities are wild, and honestly, I'm here for all of it. Let's celebrate this moment together in the comments. So whether you're an Enhypen celebrating Enhypen's massive double million album sales, or a Blink totally blown away by Rosé's record-breaking success with APT, this has been one wild week in K-pop history. Both stories remind us just how powerful fandoms are and how much these artists are pushing the boundaries of what's possible, not just in Korea, but globally. And now I really want to hear from you. Which achievement surprised you the most? Enhypen joining that elite 2 million in a week club? Or Rosé becoming the fastest female artist to reach 1.7 billion views? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'll be reading and replying as always. Also, if you had to choose, would you rather attend an Enhypen world tour or see Rosé and Bruno Mars perform APT live on stage? Tough choice, right? Let's debate. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the biggest K-pop moments. This is Buzz signing off for now. But you already know we'll be back real soon with more stories, more opinions, and more of what you love. Until then, stay buzzing.